Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, Love and Light. When I was talking to my spirit team, like I do every day, I wanted to be certain what it was that I should say. And I had a whole lot of messages come my way. And they started very early this morning. And it's all about new beginnings, positivity, having true faith, and embracing the positive sides of hope, and leading with your best foot, understanding and embracing the power that you hold, the strength that you possess, the abilities that are within you. Whether you recognize them or not, they're there. And if you've noticed that they want to, come out and play, you should certainly entertain that idea. And if you have not yet discovered the hidden traits that lay within you that are waiting to, pop into your 3D existence and show you a glimpse of what's ahead of you, then by all means, search within. Ask your spirit team, talk to your higher consciousness, seek guidance from the archangels, ascended masters, the divine. And if all else fails, or if you would like confirmation, we can always talk. I have a really good way of seeing what is eluding or being hidden or looked past or avoided. And sometimes, well, most of the time, those issues that you're trying to forget about, walk away from, or dismiss are the biggest issues that are holding you back, that are keeping you in a cycle of dismay, hardship, challenges, if you will. But what I do know is that you possess the power. The power lays within each of us. And I can show you exactly where your strength lies and how to pull it out and how to carry it with you and how to lead with the inner knowing that you're fulfilling your destiny by embracing a new perception, by being willing to see what's unseen. Faith is unseen, right? Love is unseen. There's a lot of unseen things that we take for granted that we choose to believe in or we choose to embrace or not, right? But what I do know is that the cycle of life has a lot to do with the choices that we make. And it also has to do with how we react or respond with the others that are around us. And when I started learning more about polarity, duality, like I took that for granted all my whole life. You're a boy, I'm a girl, you're right, I'm wrong, right? You perceive what you want to see, and I'll perceive what I want to see. But when I dug a little bit deeper and I understood contracts, the intents that we had before we migrated to Earth to take residence in the bodies that we currently embrace, right? We wanted, excuse me, we wanted to learn different things, experience different things. Now, not all of these experiences are going to be good, Because in order to understand and really, really, truly receive the benefit of the balance in between, right? The harmony that lays within the good and the bad, we need to experience bad so that we could weigh it against the good. And then we could certainly see, and it won't take much trial and error to know that we get further when we rise higher than we do when we fall, low and dense, right? Almost like stuck. So what the divine wants me to remind you is that you shouldn't look at a negative as a bad thing, because your contract, very well, like mine, and I believe this full-heartedly, that I made a deal, I made lots of deals with lots of people that chose to be a villain in my life. And I needed to understand what made villains do what they do, treat people the way they do. Why, they got stuck, in some instances. And when they had the opportunity, to maybe learn from me and learn how to be, more positive and less negative, they chose to stay on the negative track. More than likely because it was familiar and they felt it was safe. But that's a trait that people do when they're hurt. And regardless of the origin of the contract that you may find yourself in the middle of, in the midst of, whatever situation, right? You don't know yet whether or not that other person, party, or thing has gone above and beyond, has, decided not to receive the positivity or the healing that you embrace, right? And they could have decided that it's okay to stay where they are. That was their choice. But that doesn't mean that you have to entertain their choice. Because people that we contracted to be in our life, not all of them were contracted to stay our entire lives. They were just like we, weren't meant to stay in other people's lives forever. We were meant to shed light, to share love, to offer a different view of perception, and receive clarity, wisdom, and knowledge from enduring, overcoming, and thriving past the hardships or the challenges or the karmic relationships that we once partook in. And don't beat yourself up because, why would I want to do that? Well, I know why I would want to do that, and that would be so that all the people that are stuck in situations that they're unaware that they could get out of, could look toward me and see that that is very possible. Not only is it possible, I've done it, and I don't plan on going backwards. I plan on continuing to go forward, to continue my journey of providing light, sharing love, wisdom, and guidance for every trial and tribulation that has ever come my way. Because one thing I can tell you is that I have no idea how to give up. I must have accomplished that in a prior life, because this life that I'm living, I keep going. If a obstacle is in front of me and I can't get over it or around it, I typically break through it. And that comes with an awful lot of strength and an awful lot of motivation and determination. And usually you look at something that's so heavy in front of you and you think, I'm just a little tiny person. How can I get through that? But you're not a little tiny person, because your spirit is great and grand and mighty and vibrant with energy and frequency and power and prestige. And when you call upon all of these aspects that lay within you and you pull them to the surface and you hug them all tight, keeping them together, it's a force that's unbreakable, and it's all within you. And it has everything to do with how you want to perceive things. I'm not telling you that if, you should take something that's going to be very harmful to you and, look at it in a manner in which it's going to help and elevate you. But that's exactly what you should do. It's called alchemizing. So if something that's harmful is coming at you, use it to your benefit and gather those energies and transmute them into positivity and accomplishment. And alchemize. And then share. Because that's another name of the game. Not only to receive the enlightenment, the encouragement, the strength, the wisdom, the guidance, but to share it. And to share it without expectation. So don't get mad at somebody if they see where you are on your journey and you try to help them and they don't follow. What you've done was you've laid the groundwork. You've cultivated their ground. So now, since you gave them a bag of seeds, the knowledge, the wisdom that you provided, they have the opportunity to drop those seeds and to grow and to flourish. Or they have the opportunity to hold on to them because maybe they're not finished learning yet. Maybe they haven't forgiven a situation. Maybe they haven't forgiven themselves. In time, everyone will come to the understanding or the realization that they were always meant, just like me, just like you, to take this life we were given to the fullest ability and to the endless capabilities that our imagination provides to us when we dream. My dream is coming true right before my eyes and yours. Share with me your dreams that are materializing and flowing effortlessly to you, because I cannot wait to hear. Because when we uplift each other, we uplift ourselves in the process. My lovely collective, whatever you do today, I wish you strength, courage, and true faith in you, and then in everything around you. Because you hold the key Every single one of us holds the key, right? Mind, body, and soul. You have a mind, you have a body, and you have a soul. You are closer to the divine than maybe you thought. And I'll let you in on another secret. The divine lives inside every single one of us. If you believe you've got a mind, a body, and a soul, then the divine is a part of you, and you are a part of the divine. Something to think about. My lovely collective, I love you, and I'm so glad to be here with you. Blessings.